minutes away from the nation's capital.
Is a lot of money, and Doge is finding more than $1 billion a day, and they say they're going to get up to $4 billion a day. They're going to pick up speed. Here you go, sir.
Thanks.
Can't wait to see the new hands on these models.
Texas belt buckle.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, it says don't mess with Texas, and it's got the Tesla logo in the middle of the Texas star.
So what do you like more, Model 3s or Model Ys? We're gonna give you one. Which one would you want?
Today, the answer is this car right
Not
here.
the Model X?
Hey, here we are, sitting in our Cybertruck.
I understand what you're saying about the Y, but
this is badass.
you drive this down the street in this sucker, and everybody's going, look, he's got a Cybertruck.
See, I don't know if I want that. I want to be a little under the radar.
That's for your second car. Run your dishwasher or your dryer or your house. Now they changed the same direction. So your car keeps going straight and the wheels turn slightly to the left and you slide over into the other lane. You don't go like this into the other lane.
You just
go like this over into the other lane.
Yeah.
And some of the upper middle management was like, I don't understand what they're talking about. We do this, we do that, we do this. And I don't think any of them have seen like Elon land a 20-story building on a tower.
True innovation.
About having to reload. I just want to pay with Apple Pay as I go. I don't want to have to spend $25 to let you hold on to my cash. Yeah, it's creepy. Sure. Say exorcist. All right.
Thank you, man.
Sure.
You have a good one, champ.
You too.
I'll take it easy.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, damn, never even.
Poster.
What year? 73?
Yeah. This is on the National Register of Historic Places.
Apparently.
This is a historic set of stairs.
Follow you down the hallway and then drill into your head?
At the church?
At the church.
That's funny.
Children of the Corn was another one.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't do that anymore. All right. Well, look, I appreciate you rallying and like committing to this today. This is good.
This has been good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could have said, I got too much shit to do around the house. But instead, you were like, no, let's do it. Let's do it tonight. Hold me to it. And here it is, March 8th. And this is our second podcast of the month. So this is good.
Thanks for putting that stuff on the calendar, too, so I can get... one of my plans for tomorrow is when I'm taking a break, finishing this thing up, is to reach out to the other people that I'm going to try to set up this month, too. And who knows, maybe we met another person we're going to get to record this month at coffee today.
Yeah, we met a new friend.
Yeah.
Elijah. Elijah, right?
Elijah met us. We were just sitting there, and all of a sudden Elijah's like, I used to have long hair like that.
I thought he was somebody you knew, but he just sat down and started talking right to us. But he's a nice guy. But he wanted to wait to come on the podcast until he was done writing his book.
Everybody wants to wait until they've got it all together to do stuff. I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
So we just got to figure out how to like depressurize it and get him on here. I think you talked him into it.
Yeah, you just tell him, dude, you're never going to have it completely together. Like, just
Right.
come on. I want to hear about the book writing process, not...
I liked how you explained that because I wasn't saying it too because I'd forgotten about it, but I've been wanting to write a book since 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people go years and years writing books, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's a journey, man.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
the story should be told. The story should be told.
Well, I forget who it was, but I think everybody should become an author.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a book that it's for you. It's not for everybody else,
Right.
you know? And what I want to do is get a small pocket-sized book on how easy it is to get healthy.
Yeah.
Once you stop
Fucking around.
bullshitting yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, everything in moderation. That's such bullshit.
Everything in moderation is bullshit.
Absolutely bullshit. That's like saying, well, if I drink a little bit of gasoline, as long as it's just a little bit of gasoline. No, if you're doing poisonous things, it's going to fuck with your health.
Yeah.
You know, just if you want to keep doing those things, just recognize that you're choosing. You know what I mean? Just
stop bullshitting.
I used to
yourself.
say this a long time ago when I was in my 20s, like, thou shalt not kid thyself. You know, it's the foundation of hypocrisy.
Kidding yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like little lying to yourself is a big thing because it like Elijah was saying, it screws with your compass,
Yeah.
getting your head straight. He's going to be an interesting guy.
He is. He is going to be an interesting guy. No, you know what, though? You know what felt good about that interaction? He had his laptop in front of him, and it was real nice to be able to say, go to our YouTube channel, and there's a bunch of videos on there. And he was like, wow, you guys really do have a podcast. And it's like, that's a good feeling. 'Cause
Oh,
we
yeah.
really do have a podcast
Yeah,
now, so-
and it's a picture of the two guys he's talking to
Yeah.
on the front of the most recent one posted.
Yeah, so...
I think we might have even been somewhat dressed the same. I was wearing the same coat and everything.
Yeah,
which was
so-
funny.
That's perfect. So yeah, I was thinking about we could talk about some stuff going on in the world. I want to talk about some Tesla. I want to talk about some AI updates. Methylene Blue is really having a moment right now.
Absolutely.
Everybody's talking about it.
It's like a no-brainer. It's over the counter.
Yeah.
All you got to do is make sure that you get quality stuff
Yep.
because apparently some people are out there shadily selling it and it's got heavy metals in it. I don't know if that's true or not, but some people are saying it's true.
Yeah. We were early on this one.
Well, we were doing it back when we were just cold plunging together.
A couple years. I mean,
Well, it
I
was
feel-
October 31st of 23.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
we were doing methylene blue black back then. Black, blah, blah, blah.
So early adopters, man. But before all that, what's been going on this week with you?
Oh God, major thought shift. Laundry machines. This laundry closet has been consuming all my personal time because there's a whole bunch of projects that I've been putting off. Like I was just telling you before we started the podcast that I bought that mount for my mesh network router like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it found its way into the shelf on the existing shelf in the closet because I wanted to get the thing out. Just like that closet is, I feel like it's going to unlock me getting a lot of other projects done around here.
It's going to like get you going.
Yeah, well, one thing, I'm not going to be fixing the stupid laundry machines anymore. You know, like you've been coming here, and that one of the dryers has been up front there for like a year now.
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. You got your 2 new Speed Queens.
I thought about selling the ones that worked. That still kind of worked.
Yeah,
some college kid would want it or something like that, and saved me $50 from getting it taken away, and I was just like, nope,
no,
that's $50. It's not worth my time.
Pay them the money, get them out of here.
Yeah, who cares if they work?
They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. What do they do with them? Take them to the dump?
I don't care.
Some guys probably. Some guy took them.
I don't think so. I'm betting that those guys just took them right to the dump.
Man, you know what I did this week?
You're gonna tell me.
Game time decision. On Wednesday night, I went and saw Purple Rain at Annapolis AMC Theaters. It's the highest quality version of Purple Rain that's ever been shown. It was an 8K scan of the original 35 millimeter negatives. It was presented, it was color graded for Dolby, and it was Dolby Atmos audio. That was
Is this
like
still
all
showing?
around you. Well, they showed it for one night worldwide. So I had friends in the UK that went, and I had friends all over the country that went. And I was sitting there. I'm like, do I need to see Purple Rain again? Well, I was like, because they were billing it as such high quality, let me go check it out. Man, it looked like they filmed it in today's world. That's how good it looked. It was striking. It blew me away.
I'm jealous.
And
I didn't get a call or a text. What the hell?
Like I said, I was a game time decision, man. I
All
was
right,
just
so
like,
all right, I'll give you a pass.
I tried to go to the 7:00 show. It was sold out. So I ended up going at 9:45. And it was so glad I went. So glad I went. It was good. But,
Next time I'll drive. Don't forget to text me.
Okay. I would have met you there. But huge missed opportunity by the Prince Estate, because why are you going to do that for just one night, man? Put that in the theater for 2 weeks.
Well, maybe this is just a pilot.
I don't know, man. They make a lot of questionable decisions. I feel like they should have just done it. Like, do it right. Put it in there for a couple weeks. It's the 40th anniversary. Like,
Did they say why they were doing it for one night?
no. They're not very transparent. And they just... yeah, a lot of people in the Prince community are...
If he was still alive, how old would he be?
He was born June 7th, 1958, so he'd be pushing, what, 60? Almost 60?
How old is Mick Jagger?
Mick, is he 80 yet?
I think he's in his 90s.
He's in his 90s?
I don't know. Let's look it up. We got to look it up. Because I do really think both Prince and Michael Jackson died way too young.
Mick Jagger, what did I just see him on? He was on the Oscars or something. I mean, he looked pretty good, all things considered.
It's funny, you go to Google and you type in Mick,
Mm-hmm.
and the number one search thing that comes up is Jagger.
Yeah.
You just type in Mick. I've never looked this man up ever before in my life, or the Rolling Stones. So it's not part of my search history. And you type in Mick, and he's the number one thing that comes up.
I don't know any other famous Micks.
He was born in 43.
How old does that make him?
It'd be 20 years shy of 100.
So he's 80.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, good for him. I always heard rumors that like Keith Richards gets all the blood
81.
Replaced in his body. Like
I don't think that's a rumor.
he has full blood transfusions.
I don't think he does that anymore, but when he was doing all those drugs for so many years, I think that's the only way he could stay alive.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, man. I would do that.
Well, with that kind of money, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, right?
It's not like he's ever going to be able to burn through the money he has.
No.
I mean, even if he did, he's still got royalties coming in.
Those dudes are still selling out stadiums.
We should go see them.
Yeah? You want to go see the Stones? Probably fucking... the state of things today, that's probably a $500 ticket, man. Yeah, I wouldn't pay $500 to see the Stones.
No?
No. I'm not a big Stones guy.
I'm
man.
not either, but seeing them once in your lifetime, a band that's been around your entire lifetime, with all the music that they've been involved with and all the other bands that they've helped, I don't know.
Yeah, but if I'm not really into them.
All right. I'd like to go see the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah?
From what I understand from listening to the Rogan one with Billy, is that they're still by far one of the most, I think they do an order of magnitude more shows than other bands.
Well, I think what started the whole Methylene Blue thing, like really popping off, is that someone took a video of what is RFK's son, RFK Jr. on an airplane. I think it was like a private plane or something, but he's on the plane and he's got his dropper out.
He
and
took a lot of Methylene Blue that day.
Yeah. So and then it all of a sudden it was all over the place.
Yeah. Well, it says it's good for cyanide poisoning too.
Was one of the original uses, and it was in every first aid kit in the early 1900s. And if somebody came in to the hospital or the ER with cyanide poisoning or suspected cyanide poisoning, they would hit them up with Methylene Blue.
What are the side effects? Well, first of all, it's important to understand Methylene Blue is a salt used as a dye.
It's a salt?
It's a salt. That's what it says right here.
It's a salt used as a dye.
Yeah, here in Wikipedia, it says it's a salt. So when people go, well, you're putting dye in your body. Well, it's from a salt. We have all sorts of salts in our body.
Yeah.
You know? It says a lot of stuff.
What are you on?
Wikipedia.
Man. You didn't ask Rock?
No, I didn't, but I should.
You should.
Let's do that.
You yourself.
I don't usually use Wikipedia. I just ended up going here for some reason.
I've heard you
I
say
was
many
Jagger.
things.
I was Jaggered.
Many things about Wikipedia. Where
Yeah,
you
you
don't
can't-
prefer that as a source because
You can't rely on it.
you can't rely on it.
Right, you can't.
But yet here you are going to it. Grok it. Is that the word? Do you just grok it?
That's true.
Boosts brain power, fights aging, and kills viruses.
Oh, it's also been used for malaria treatment.
Yeah?
Yeah, in 1891, Paul Ehrlich, a Nobel laureate, discovered its effectiveness against malaria.
Is malaria a virus? Or I don't know what malaria is.
Well, it's your turn to grok it.
I already grokked it.
Malaria?
No. I listened to something, some dude was talking about it on a podcast and talked about they originally found out how good it was when they gave it to all these lab rats. And when the lab rats, I guess when they dissected the lab rats, they noticed that all of the, like, all through their brain was blue.
Yeah, they say it gets in your nervous system and it stays there.
And it goes up into your brain and does what it does. Do you take it every day?
No,
No?
but I take it a lot. Like when I'm feeling run down or if I haven't gotten enough sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I used it the other day and it helped me get through the day.
Just from what, like focus and energy standpoint, wakes you up a little bit?
It makes it smoother.
Yeah. Smooth.
It's like, I don't know if how do you feel when you haven't gotten enough sleep in a couple of days?
You feel kind of groggy.
Jittery at all?
Yeah, I guess you could say jittery.
Yeah.
Usually because drinking too much caffeine on days when
Well,
I feel a little more
you-
tired than normal.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it magnifies the jitters and stuff like that, being overtired.
More just a better word for me, like if I've run down a couple of days, I feel very unclear. Like my head's not clear. And methylene blue seems to just get me a little more clear. And
Well, they say, I've never read any papers about it or anything, but a lot of people are talking about how it does something with the oxygen absorption by your every cell you have is mitochondria.
right.
So it does something with your mitochondria to make them more efficient.
Yeah. And then that kind of translates too, and they say it's anti-aging because it's repairing damaged stuff in your body.
Like if it's going to help you deal with frickin' cyanide, I mean, what does that, you know?
Yeah,
Cyanide's
right.
pretty damn poisonous.
Yeah.
And malaria is too,
Yeah.
you know? So I think healthy people taking it, the whole reason there's not a whole lot more research about it is because it's basically free. So who's going to make money off all this research that you would do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What do you mean? Like people...
pharmaceutical companies are not going to put any money into this because
It's too cheap.
they can't patent it.
Right.
It's really a crime against humanity that things are set up this way. There's a lot of natural things out there that we could all benefit from.
But if you take that, then
You don't need all their other shit.
you don't need their bullshit that they're pushing on you.
Right,
Mr.
right,
Pusher Man.
right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't even have to get into what we're talking about, but let's, they have no interest in healing us
No.
because then we're not as good at customers.
Yeah. They just make you a little bit better for
Yeah.
a little while.
Yeah.
And then you're going to need to get whatever it is.
Yeah.
Again. Man, I got in the car one
People
day.
need to take personal responsibility for their own health and do all of their own research. And I think that's one of the greatest things that these AIs are going to give us.
Yeah.
If they're built right and they actually are plugged into the information that's out there, we should be able to get access to the real truth.
Yep.
And truth, everybody's like, well, what's true? Okay. There's something in that too. It depends on where you're standing as to how you see things. It changes your perspective. But
It does.
what were you about to say? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was saying, I got in the car the other day, and the local station, 98 Rock, was on my radio. And they were on there taking methylene blue. They were like, pass it over here, like, oh, you're doing a whole dropper full. I was like, these guys are taking methylene blue. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I think we're going to see a whole lot of people doing it for hangovers and all sorts of things.
I had someone ask me, a customer at Whole Foods, asked me, do you guys carry methylene blue? I'm like, nope, sorry. But you can go on Amazon and get it.
Any idea why Whole Foods wouldn't carry a natural healing product that's super cheap, like Methylene Blue?
I mean, Whole Foods doesn't carry everything.
Methylene Blue is stupid cheap, though.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm asking is because they're known for having all of those, what's the word for it? Homeopathic.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of homeopathic
Well,
stuff.
this would be homeopathic that actually effing works.
Yeah, most of that
So why
homeopathic
they
stuff.
don't? I'm not saying the other stuff doesn't work, but you
But it doesn't.
But you might not. But one thing's for sure is you could take it for a long time and never know whether you're not feeling it. And I'm pretty sure. I don't have scientific proof, but at the same time, I've noticed that when I take Methylene Blue, I'm more consistently feeling good.
Yeah.
I do think it helps me oxygenate and
Your blood and
yeah, and VO2 max is one of the largest. Like if you get your VO2 max analyzed, it's a good way to tell your overall health. Is your ability to convert oxygen into carbon dioxide. Basically, what it does is it measures how much oxygen you're exhaling. So when you inhale, your body's supposed to convert as much as possible of the oxygen that you take in, so that you should be exhaling very little oxygen. And the more efficient your body is at that, the better health you're in. Which makes sense since,
your body keeps the oxygen in there and it goes all through you and
yeah,
your blood.
How
and everything.
much oxygen are you? It's how good is your circulatory system working, and the worse that gets, I'm pretty sure that's what kills most people. Is their inability. When you get old enough, you just aren't able to convert oxygen any longer, and you basically suffocate in so many, shuts down minor organs and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's what the end of life is all about, but
Yeah.
who knows?
What kind of dose of Methylene Blue do you take?
I don't really focus too much on that. I put whatever the dropper will pull in.
Like one dropper full?
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure is a very small dose. But I don't do it every day. I did for a while.
I went through a whole conversation with Grok about proper dosing based on my size. There's like a calculation people use, a certain number of milligrams per kilogram of body weight.
Mm-hmm.
So we went through the whole thing, and it was like, because I was reading Reddit posts, a bunch of people arguing about how much to take.
Always arguing on Reddit.
Guy saying if you're taking one dropper, it's not doing anything for you. And then there's other people going, it is. That's what I take, and it's great for me. But based on this dose, to really get the maximum benefits, my suggested dose would be 4 droppers full. I take 2 droppers full at a time. Sometimes 4 dropper fulls over the course of a day. But I don't know. You know how I know when it's time to take Methylene Blue? When I pee and it's not blue anymore. Then I'm like, time to take more.
I think that's a really good indicator. Like,
Yeah.
how blue is your pee?
Yeah.
Because one thing I really think that it does help your kidneys massively.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. And this is the thing that about every post when I look up things on Grok and when I look up things on the internet that I want to see stop. I want to see this bullshit stop where they go, it is not recommended to do without medical supervision. There isn't a doctor out there that is going to recommend Methylene Blue or a lot of the things that we know actually help us, because doctors, in my opinion, are totally captured by the regulatory capture of the medical industry. If it's not a pharmaceutical, that you can't go. If you wanted to go to one of these niche doctors that was into, helping you live longer and stuff like that, you're going to pay through the fucking nose for that, and you probably aren't even going to get the best information.
Yeah.
So
Insurance
screw your
ain't going to cover that.
Screw your medical supervision. You got to make the information available to people for them to do their own research and stop treating people like they're stupid. It's just ridiculous. People are not stupid.
They are not. I mean, a lot of people are.
3-hour podcast is proof of that. People don't pay attention that long. That's just not true. You know, people can pay attention for a long time if you're actually putting out something that has value.
Yeah. People sit through Titanic.
Now you're going to have to explain what you mean by that.
It's like a 2.5-hour movie, right?
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah. I was going to say, though.
You know that's fiction, right?
Yes.
Even though it's about the Titanic.
Very much so.
Here I'm complaining about something that's not fiction. And
No, I was talking about attention spans. But I was going to say.
that's true. You
Under
were.
a doctor's supervision, lucky for us, we know a doctor. That'd be a great series of videos, us doing shit under a doctor's supervision. And Jim would just be sitting there in a chair watching us. Our podcast
I'm
is
pretty
brought
sure-
to you under a doctor's supervision.
I'm pretty sure that Jim would not think that taking methylene blue was a good idea.
He would think it's not a good idea?
Yeah. All the doctors that they're often very.
Cautious.
That's not what I would say.
No?
I would say that they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're overly cautious isn't the right word. I'll stop trying to think of it and it'll come to me.
You mean like he's very locked into the classic way of doing shit?
No, I think they're very conservative.
Conservative. Yeah, that's what I meant by cautious.
Yeah,
I meant conservative.
Conservative is a much different. Like, do you really need that? I mean, are you suffering from cyanide poisoning? You know, he'd look at the data and go, "This is all I know about it. That's the only times you should take it." And I'm not sure that that's wrong for a doctor to be that way. That's why I'm a little bit like, you know, people should be able to do their own research and be able to find the products that they need or that they think would help them without ever talking to a professional who has a financial interest in benefiting from giving you advice.
Yeah.
That the incentives say it all. You know?
A lot of incentives for doctors to behave a certain way.
Well, everybody. Charlie Munger used to always say, "Show me the incentives and I'll show you the outcome."
Who's that? The guy from The Odd Couple?
No, he's the guy that he died recently. I think he was 94. He was working with Warren Buffett all these years.
Oh. I thought that was the guy from The Odd Couple. That's Felix and Oscar?
Oscar.
And you
Munger.
said Oscar Munger? Some Mungers, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Munger is correct.
Okay. I know, for some reason, that's what
I hadn't until you said Oscar. I hadn't put the two together. But yeah, but yeah. I mean, the incentives. Like, you want to find out what's going on with a crime. Follow the money, which is the incentives. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to get advertising of pharmaceuticals off the TV, because if you pay money to a station to put ads on their station, they're going to want you to keep doing that. So you're not going to say bad shit about their products because you make money off of them. So you can't trust those stations because they make money off of that company. And it makes sense, right? Why would you talk bad about one of your customers?
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
The whole pharmaceuticals getting advertised on TV thing.
I used to think it was a positive thing until I realized it was completely slanting all the information we were getting everywhere.
I just have a
Because they have a lot of money.
hard time sitting through one of those. And they're usually pretty dumbass commercials.
It's not about the commercial. It's about that channel making money from them putting that commercial on.
Yeah.
And now they won't say anything bad about them.
The channel?
Yeah, because they make a lot of money off those shitty commercials that they put on there. Like how much money do they make on a single commercial during the Super Bowl? Just to go to the extreme.
A lot of money.
Right. So you think, let's say that Apple's putting out a commercial at the Super Bowl on NBC. You think NBC is going to have negative shit to say about Apple? They just paid them $8 million to put an ad up.
Who would listen to anything NBC said about Apple?
But they're not going to say something negative about them, is my point.
Are they going to say anything about them? You mean like on their news channel?
Yeah, on their news channel.
Oh, they're probably telling the news like, hey, don't say anything bad about Apple. They
don't even have to say don't.
They just know?
Yeah. You're not going to say something bad about one of your sponsors. That'd be stupid.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get canceled.
Is that still the setup? Is that still how all that shit rolls?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good thing I don't watch the news. It's a good thing.
Where do you get all your news from?
I watch ESPN. I watch some television. I put on the Today Show every once in a while. But I don't watch those like CNN channels or all those news channels. I don't watch any of those. If there's something going on in the world, major, like if a tsunami hit Baltimore, I'd probably turn on one of those news channels and see what was going on. But I don't know. Do you watch the news?
No, I haven't. So, I haven't lived in Illinois in a long time. As soon as streaming was available, before Netflix was even a thing,
yeah,
there were some things that were streaming. And so I have been avoiding commercials. I've been calling commercials on the radio and everything propaganda for decades. So I haven't watched the news like that in a long time. I've actually watched more news in since the pandemic, just because I wanted to see what we were being lied to about.
Yeah.
Because if you see it on 3 different stations and the verbiage is basically identical, you know somebody's feeding them the script. It's just that simple. Like if you go to this channel and they're saying this is a threat to our democracy, and then you go to 16 other channels and they're all saying the identical thing.
I think you sent me that video.
Yeah. And then recently there was like 26 different
aides all reading the exact same damn thing.
Word for word, these dumbass fuckers couldn't even bother to get out a goddamn thesaurus.
And they play it off like they don't do that. But
yeah,
they do that.
Right. And so all it means to me is those people are definitely... Throw me one of those. All it means to me is that those people you definitely can't trust. You can't trust them. Because somebody's feeding them their lines.
Yeah.
So now who is that? Who's sponsoring them? Oh. Somebody in the background. I don't think people realize that you ever watch the James Bond movies? Mm-hmm. Remember the one where the guy talks about taking over the world's media sources so that he can control everybody?
Who was the Bond?
I can't even remember which Bond movie it was. But this is an old movie.
Like Roger Moore or like Sean Connery? Roger Moore was like 70s, right? He was like Cannonball and
who was after name a couple of the other
Pierce Bronson.
I think it was
Brosnan.
the guy. I think it was the guy just before him.
Roger Moore.
No.
There was like one dude who did one.
No, he did a couple before Pierce Brosnan. Anyway, the point being is that I don't think everybody realizes that by the time that movie came out, that was already true. It was already happening.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That they were already controlling the media sources?
Yeah. I don't think it was one guy. I think it was, government factions that were and I'm not saying every aspect of our lives is controlled, but there's narratives that are put out there to try to twist things.
Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Man, this is a good one. I just said list James Bond actors in a table with movies and year, and it made me a spreadsheet of actor.
Read the. Oh, before we go on though, I just want to read this one part. So what Grok pointed out about medical applications was there's a couple of things. It's an antidote to cyanide, urinary tract infections. It's a surgical dye. Something dilation, cardiac surgery, but emerging research on neurotropic use. Recently, methylene blue has gained attention for potential as neuroscience and anti-aging. That's the part that we were most interested in talking about.
Yeah, neuroscience.
Photodiometric therapy. Have you heard about this one?
Photodiometric?
Yeah, you combine it with light.
Yep.
Methylene blue can kill cancer cells or bacteria by generating reactive oxygen species.
Yep, you use those red light therapy lights in conjunction with the methylene blue.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I want to build a cold plunge that has infrared lights in it.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Take methylene blue the night before, get up in the morning.
Just get it all at once.
All at one time. They say it's this has led to interest in use for neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Oh, man. Well, I guess we'll find out in 30 or 40 years.
It says that it boosts ATP production.
Yeah.
So,
well, it seems like all the good shit they say about it kind of outweighs. I don't really hear too much bad.
side effect, blue pea.
There seems to be a lot of talk about, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but serotonin syndrome.
Yeah, there's no studies behind that. I think that's fear mongering, personally.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear.
And I don't think you need to worry about that unless you're on an SSRI. And personally, I've taken those in the past, and I wouldn't recommend anybody get on those.
I don't even know what that is. Is that like Zoloft?
Yeah, it's like Lexapro,
Like depression pills.
Cymbalta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all that shit's bullshit.
It works, but I don't think you're the person that you're supposed to be when you're on those things.
Yeah, it fucking works, but it has a lot of shit that comes along with it that like
A lot of negative shit.
fucks you up.
A lot of negative side effects. And the biggest one is I don't know how much truth behind this, but I've been meaning to do some research on it, but they say that a lot of the school shootings started when these drugs started to become more prevalent, and that every single one of them so far has been on something like that. And one of the side effects they talk about is suicidal tendencies.
I thought they're supposed to prevent that. Right?
Good point.
Yeah.
But if you watch the ad,
Yeah. Thoughts of suicide, and yeah.
yeah, especially when you give it to younger people.
All right. How many James Bond movies did Sean Connery star in? That's my trivia question.
I would be totally guessing, but I'm going to guess 15.
7. He's only in 7. I thought it was more too.
I thought it was twice as many.
Sean Connery did 7, and Roger Moore did 7.
They were more spread out back then than they are now, aren't they?
62, 63, 64, 65.
I guess they weren't spread out.
67.
What's your favorite Sean Connery one?
I mean, Goldfinger
That is pretty good.
was always the one I loved as a little kid. that's like, I feel like that's a good one. Russia with Love.
Yeah.
And then,
Dr. No.
so he did Diamonds Are Forever in 71, and then he came back in 83, 12 years later.
That's right.
And did
83.
Never Say Never Again.
Yeah.
And that's a really good one.
That is really good.
Yeah.
I still think he was one of the best, if not the best. I do like Daniel.
Daniel Craig.
I do like Daniel Craig's movies.
And then there was one, George Lazenby did one in 1969 on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I think that one's actually pretty good, isn't it?
I don't know. I can't even picture that dude, but he did like this one off. And he did that in the middle of like he did one and then Sean Connery went back to it. So he must have been busy or something. And they were like, fuck it, we're going to make this movie anyway. And then James Bond, big in the news right now because Amazon just acquired the rights.
I really hope they cast Cavill. I've seen him play similar types of characters,
Yeah.
both bad guy and good guy. I think he's an extremely good character actor. He's not just Cavill and everything. You know what I mean?
Who is that? Is that the guy who played Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen any of the ones where he plays a spy? He's in one of the Mission Impossibles as the bad guy coming after Tom Cruise.
I've never seen any of those.
This is the one where he goes like this in the bathroom, and they're having a bathroom brawl.
He goes like, what? This?
Yeah, he's like getting himself pumped up, and
Okay.
yeah, you'll have to look up that scene and
Mission Impossible.
when you're doing the edit, check it out. See if you can find that
I'm
one.
like, find me the scene where he goes like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll find it.
it's
You find it and send it to me. I'm
I'll
not going to
find
look
it.
through all that shit.
Henry Cavill bathroom Mission Impossible. It'll come up.
For apparently though, from what I hear, even though Amazon owns the IP, the family is still in control.
Oh yeah.
So they retain
Oh yeah.
creative control. So I don't know. Everybody's acting like it's the end of the fucking world that Amazon bought 007, but is 007 really that relevant? I don't know. I don't think so. That's just my thought. I don't
Say
think
that again.
Is 007 really that relevant? I don't know if it's that relevant.
It's not about being relevant. It's like it's its own little industry. An unstoppable good guy with all these cool gadgets. I can remember being a little kid wanting to watch those movies because he was this good guy spy who was going up against all these unbelievable odds,
Yeah.
you know, like Dr. Evil.
I always liked his gadgets too. That was the main thing. I like that one where they're driving down the road, and he's in the gray Aston Martin, and it's got the ejector seat.
Yeah.
And he's like, "If you're going to kill me, do you mind if I have a smoke first?" And he says, "Yeah, go ahead." And the cigarette lighter in the car is the ejector seat for the passenger seat.
Yeah,
and the guy
yeah.
just, bloom, right up the top. That was my favorite part.
That's a dangerous ejector button.
Oh, and that Aston Martin had like the shield that came up over the back window, and it
It's
had
bulletproof.
it had the spokes that came out from the wheels to flatten if there was a car riding next to you.
Did you see the Aston Martin one where he gets into the center of this square and he's doing donuts and he's got machine guns coming out of the front of it and they're shooting at him, but he's in a bulletproof car and the glass is getting all damaged, but he's not getting hit and he's just mowing everybody down because he's doing donuts?
That was a Sean Connery one?
No, that was why am I brain farting on this? Daniel Craig's. That's one of Daniel Craig's.
I just want to know how.
The Aston Martin is known for being in.
He drove Aston Martins.
Yeah.
Drank martinis, drove Aston Martins.
Shaken, not stirred.
I just want to know how.
And that's a bad martini too.
They were like, we're gonna call this one Octopussy.
How long do you think it'll take for the Cybercab to become like everywhere?
I hope 10 years.
You think it'll be 10 years?
Yeah. What would it be in 10 years? It's 2035 to be like super fucking commonplace. Maybe longer than that. I mean, I think they'll be around. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think sooner?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, what do you mean by super commonplace, though?
Well, I think the facilities that they're being built in are capable of building whatever's in the highest demand. So in the past, building cars has been like, this plant is for that car or for this platform of car.
Yeah.
You know, so like Ford would have a plant that would build all the F-150s, but it can't build other cars. And I think the new cars that are all coming out are going to be like we were talking last time about the color of the cab being a part of the metal injection molded part.
Yeah.
There's no paint job. So if you don't have to paint it, you can go a lot faster.
Yeah.
So basically, if they get an order for a Cybercab, they can build it. If they're not getting orders for that, they build Model 3s and other things on that same line.
What do you think? You and I will be riding in the cab. What are all these whiny motherfuckers going to do that are constantly crying about Tesla? Like, this shit is This is concerning me, man. Some of the shit I'm seeing.
Do tell.
People getting their cars vandalized. Supercharger stations getting lit on fire.
I just saw a similar one where this guy, I forget where he was at. It must have been down in New Orleans because he threw beads at the guy's Cybertruck.
Yeah, and he smashed the B pillar of the Cybertruck.
Right. But he was caught on film. And he's going to get prosecuted. And these people are stupid. They don't realize there's cameras all over these cars.
Yeah.
You don't have to hit a button that says record people.
Yeah. Cars are getting, left and right. People are in the grocery store parking lot keying the shit out of them. Like really keying the shit out of a Tesla.
Yeah, I think that's all going to stop when, those people will be in jail. You know what I mean?
But how are they going to catch them?
As soon as they do it, there's video of it. All they got to do is call up Tesla and retrieve the video.
Yeah, but how are you going to pin it to a certain person?
Facial recognition?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've done a lot of shit in my life where there's been cameras, and I've figured out ways around the cameras.
You're talking about you're someone intelligent. These people that are attacking cars as if they're attacking Elon are not being intelligent in the first place.
The whole dealership got blown up in France, lit on fire, like $800,000 worth of damage.
Did you hear about the supercharger station that was?
Yeah, in Massachusetts.
Yeah, and it was like less than a week, and they replaced it all.
Yeah,
as if it wasn't there.
Well, I'm holding off on buying a Tesla now because I don't want somebody to fuck up my shit, man. Like, I'm worried that somebody would fuck up my shit.
I think your insurance would pay for it.
Well, I don't need my insurance to go up any higher. If I owned a Cybertruck and somebody painted...
Well, that's why I'm saying I think they're really going to go after these people.
They need to.
Like Tesla's going to spare no expense.
Well, I'll let them show me, because right now, I wouldn't buy one. If I owned a Cybertruck and somebody put a swastika on it, guess what? I'd be riding around with a swastika on my fucking truck. So I'd be like, I'm keeping it.
Keeping the truck.
No, the swastika. Like,
Yeah, I don't.
some dickhead painted this on my truck. It's not my fucking truck.
I don't think I'd ride around with it. But I hear what you're saying.
It's very concerning to me what's going on right now. And people are like, oh, you want a Tesla? Like, it's the fucking worst thing in the world. So back to my original question, you and I are going to be riding in the cybercab. What are all these motherfuckers going to be riding in? They're going to be taking a weak-ass Waymo. And we're going to be kicked back with the big 16-inch screen, and they're going to be riding around looking like a fucking dork in a Waymo.
What are they so angry about?
They don't know. They don't know what they're angry about.
Yeah, this is why propaganda is a thing that works.
Oh, are you angry that it's made in America?
They're angry about Doge.
Are you angry that it's the safest fucking car that exists?
Yeah.
The highest fucking safety rating? That's what you must be fucking angry about.
Or the fact that it doesn't burn gasoline.
Yeah. That must be what they're angry about.
Right.
It doesn't burn enough fucking gas.
They're just angry at Elon.
They're just angry at Elon over what?
The fact that he's finding waste, fraud, and abuse.
That's kind of what I don't understand.
They're angry that you know what's really amazing to me is this bullshit about getting access to people's personal information. The man's the richest man in the world.
He don't need your personal information, you broke ass motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's also been guys that have worked in the IRS and whatnot that have taken thousands and thousands of non-public information and stole it from the IRS and published it.
And
I think they've got problems within within the IRS that are much bigger than Elon. But, you know, anyway, everything's so politicized about it.
yeah, I hope
It's not their own ideas. Let's just put it that way. It's not information that they've gone out and actually done research on. They just want to be angry about something.
Yeah. And all their friends gotta hate it, so they gotta hate it too.
Yeah.
Or they are made to feel like they're less of a supporter.
He makes good cars.
Yeah.
There's just no two ways about it.
Yeah.
There isn't a safer car on the planet.
Right. I don't understand it.
And they're angry at him for Tesla getting a contract for $40 million to provide trucks that he already made bulletproof.
Right.
They come off the line they're bulletproof already.
Right.
So they wanted to order bulletproof trucks. And he said, I have bulletproof trucks. And this happened during Biden's administration.
They placed the order during
Yes.
Joe Biden's administration.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're not smart enough to realize that this has nothing to do with the new administration.
Well,
I mean, forget about politics for a second. You know, whether or not you like Trump or you like Biden or any of that doesn't matter. It's all before the new administration.
well, you can lay out all these facts for
And they
people,
were bulletproof.
and they can't admit that they were wrong. You can say like here.
Personally, I think he made him bulletproof for this reason, because he was asked by I can't think of the name.
Who?
He used to do the oh God, I'm really having a brain fog. It's been a long day. Anyway, why did you make it bulletproof? And he said, why not? I think he knew he would sell to the military too. You know,
I mean,
if they want to buy it, they want to buy it, but he didn't make it for them.
right.
He made it because he wanted to make it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking.
It's ugly. Who cares what you think?
Yeah.
It's
there's
freaking cool.
Plenty of ugly cars out there.
It's stainless steel and it's bulletproof. What's not to like about that?
Well, you know, that's the fucking beautiful part about being a human being. Like, you can like one thing and I can like another thing. And if you like
but I don't
what
want
you
you to
like.
have the thing that you like,
Right.
because I'm not a real American who really likes America to be really free so that people can have what they want regardless of what I think.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And it is
yeah.
the safest truck.
It is. I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, they blew up a bomb in the back of it. And it destroyed stuff more. Actually, it saved the building that it was blown up in front of because it was blown up in the back of the truck. And the truck was so strong that the explosion went up instead of out.
And I watch these people at these dealerships protesting. I'm like, what are you even protesting? Like, do you think the dealership's going to close up because you want to stand out there and get cars to honk at you? I don't see what the point of that protest is. It's like,
I think you follow the money and somebody paid him to be there.
yeah, is that what you think?
Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
I think they're just morons with nothing fucking
Well, they're
better to
obviously morons.
do. With nothing better to do.
That's obvious.
That want to go home at night and feel like I made a difference today. I'm like, no, you didn't make any kind of fucking difference.
Well, you were being evil.
Yeah. That's hate.
Making people feel... That would be the definition of a hate crime, wouldn't it?
That's a hate crime. So if somebody destroys your Tesla, that's a hate crime.
Well, it is definitely done from their feelings.
And now,
Which, by the way, I don't give a shit about their feelings.
if I buy a $30,000 Model 3, it's going to cost me $32,000 because I'm going to need to get a fucking...
Anti-swastika.
No, I'm going to need to get a fucking concealed carry to fucking have a gun sitting right there on my fucking dash because
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the guy, man.
Don't fuck with me. That's you.
Yeah, and I'm not super like that, but like...
I know you're not.
But if
That's
somebody
true.
like fucked with my shit, then I would fucking start to turn into that guy. And I don't want to be that fucking guy.
No, I don't either. I think that's the whole goal, though. You said you don't want to buy one now because of what these people are doing, and I think that's their whole goal. I think you should buy one anyway to give them the big middle finger.
And just let people fucking key it and just drive around with a keyed ass fucking car?
No, just report it, and you'll get it fixed for free. And
Well,
that's one of the nice things about Teslas is for a lot of the damage, they can come to your house and just fix it.
Well, I just don't want... The insurance is already ridiculous on it. So, like, is the fact that you own it and it being more prone to this kind of vandalism going to raise the insurance premiums? Like...
I don't know. What's Grok say?
I don't know what the fuck Grok says. We need a fucking intern that sits here and looks up shit on Grok.
I've been
for us.
telling you that since we started this.
Well, we need an Optimus robot.
Well, and pretty soon, Grok will be our intern because we'll be able to talk to Grok and it'll just bring stuff up.
We can get an AI agent. Did you see ChatGPT just put out AI agents? Do you know how much they cost?
$2,000?
$20,000.
They better be fucking awesome.
These AI agents supposedly are one of the first steps towards, instead of hiring a person that's going to cost them however many hundreds, thousands of dollars over 5 years, they just
Right.
pay for this $20,000 AI agent once.
Well, you think about it, and one employee costs them more than $20,000, probably in just healthcare benefits.
And the employees get sick and everything. So I guess if you own a big corporation, $20,000.
And they do things like steal your IP.
Yes. They
You
go
know.
into the bathroom and send dick pics to their girlfriend. Like, an AI agent is not going to do that.
Did you hear about all the NSA guys that got fired?
You told me something about that. They had like some dirty chat room or something.
They had some chat room that was top secret for the NSA people only. And they treated it like it was a place they could go and do illegal shit without getting busted. I mean, illegal shit. I don't know the specifics about it, but apparently it was some pretty nasty stuff that they were doing on there. And so I wouldn't be surprised if not only they got fired, but eventually they got incarcerated for some of the stuff that they were doing.
What does NSA stand for?
National.
Security Agency?
Yeah.
What made them think that they could do this and
Well,
nobody would know about it?
Well, that just shows you how corrupt the NSA was.
Or did they think nobody would care about it?
Well, they knew that they had no oversight because they didn't do this all at once. They posted something that was kind of risky, something a little bit spicy, and then eventually they just kept doing more and more of it. I've really got to spend some time with you teaching you about focus modes.
I thought I put it on.
Do not disturb mode.
I was thinking we should. I've got all that amazing footage that I took in the nation's capital when we went. So if we have a discussion about that now, then I can overlay the cool video that we shot
Okay.
of our day when we went to Georgetown.
Before it became risky to go to Tesla.
Before, yeah. Last month.
It was kind of on the edge. It was starting to happen.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's
little
like
bit.
People were not happy or thrilled with Elon.
We were thrilled.
Oh, I still am. I couldn't be happier that he's getting rid of all this waste, fraud, and abuse.
Yeah, that was about a month ago. We went.
Yep.
We hopped in the car on a Sunday afternoon.
I think it ramped up probably 2 weeks later.
Yeah, right before. Because I did see video of people protesting the store we were at.
Was it that one, or was it the one we drove by?
I saw that video of that one too.
Yeah.
I saw both of them.
Oh, both of them.
I mean, they are out.
You can't tell me that they're not organized somehow. There's got to be money behind it for them to be organized. There has to be.
There's gotta be. I don't know.
There has to be.
Well, a couple little ones, and then people go, "I want to do that."
Yeah, I don't think people are wanting to do that enough to do that without getting paid.
I don't know, man. A lot of people need to feel like they have a cause, man.
I'm talking about organizing it though.
Yeah.
Like the organizers of these events
Yeah,
are
yeah.
preying off of the less well-informed and,
Yep.
well, you said he's a bad guy, so it must be. Yeah, I'll go.
So they can go stand there with dumb signs and accomplish nothing.
Yeah.
But it was cold as hell that day we went out there.
It was pretty cold.
The wind whips through those Georgetown streets. It would be nice to go back when the weather's a little bit nicer. As we get into the spring, I would be down with going back.
Yeah, we should go back.
We should go back.
What did you like about visiting the store the most?
Well, we went. I mean, I mainly wanted to go see the new Model Y in person.
That was cool.
And there it was, a beautiful red.
If we go back, are you going to get you going to drive it?
I don't really want to drive it around DC.
I totally agree with you.
I would go to Rockville or Owings Mills and test drive something. But I wouldn't want to drive it around DC, I think.
I agree. I wouldn't get a test drive around DC either.
But what did you think of the Model Y? I thought it was pretty nice.
Yes.
Seeing it in person.
But I was thinking about buying the new Model Y when we were on our way there. And on the way home, I was certain I was going to buy the Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck.
I was going to wait for that. Now, if the Cybercab comes out, I mean, I'm waiting on the one where the price drops a lot more, the Cybertruck. Because I just can't see spending that kind of money right now.
They've got some crazy deal.
$80,000. I can't justify that. I have vacations I need to go on, and I just don't drive that much. But I could totally buy a Cybercab that I could send around and make money for me.
Yeah, you could.
There's lots of Ubers coming in and out of my neighborhood. So I could totally see DC being one of the first cities to adopt self-driving cars. Both of them, Waymo and
Yeah, I could see that.
cybercabs. I think it's great that Waymo's getting out there, but They're only going to be in very specific areas.
Yeah, I think
And their cars are really stupid expensive.
in Texas it's
What are they,
I
like
think it's
$90,000 Jaguars?
that's what a Waymo is.
Let's look it up. You go, tell me what you were going to
I
say.
think it's a 32-mile radius that they're doing in Austin, which is a lot of space when you're talking about a radius, right? Well, you're the price of the car, and then they got all that shit that they put on the roof, right? What's it got? Like, I don't even know how a Waymo works. But don't they have some kind of like radar-looking joint, some LiDAR or something on the roof?
Yeah, they have lots of hardware that are specific to their cars. Boy, I asked it how much they cost, and you would think they would be able to just post a price, but it's confusing.
Maybe they don't want you to know.
Wow. Estimates suggest a Waymo-equipped Jaguar I-Pace costs $100,000 to $200,000 per unit. I would think that cyber cabs might be able to compete with that.
100%. 110%. That's crazy, the difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's an estimate because they're not talking about it because they're so expensive.
Yeah, they don't want people to know the exact numbers.
Right.
Wow.
Now, I still think they can make money.
Well, they can, but that's a lot of rides to recoup that cost.
That's all
comparatively.
the car's always available, right? So right now, the cost for a Waymo ride is about almost $4 per mile.
I don't even know. What does a cab cost these days? I have no idea.
I don't know.
I can't tell you the last time I was in a regular taxi, but they're going to have to lower that price if they want to compete with the cyber cab, right?
But how much does it cost for you to have insurance every month?
A lot of money.
Yeah, so you can see how this next generation who doesn't want to own cars and they don't have to spend money on a car until they actually need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So even those cars would be cheaper than owning your own car.
Yep.
I really don't think that in 5 years people will be buying cars anymore.
You don't?
Well, there's a lot of boomers out there and a lot of people who have money that will continue to buy cars, but I'm talking about the next generation coming up.
Yeah.
You know, they want to go out and have fun with their friends. They can't drink and drive.
Yep.
So why the fuck would you want a car? The whole reason for you to go out is to go party. You know, or go grocery shopping or, you know, and you don't even need to go grocery shopping. You just have that shit delivered.
Yeah.
A 15-minute 3-mile ride in Phoenix was between depending on, I don't know what it depends on, $7.60 or $2.53 per mile, compared to Lyft's $7.20 for the same trip.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's cheaper to take a Waymo even
than having a driver.
Yeah.
For a quick ride, $10.
And I think one of the advantages is that individuals will be able to buy the cyber cab where they live. There won't be this conglomerate of companies, so the pricing will be set by availability, market value.
Right.
So if there's 100 cyber cabs in that area, things are going to be really cheap to get around.
Yes.
You know, if there's one, you're going to get a really good rate.
Has Tesla released? They haven't released the app yet, right? They're going to do that through their own.
They're not going in June. They're not going to do that. Those are going to be their cars.
I mean, is it going to go?
That's going to be a pilot that they're going to do to make sure that they got all the little details all.
Yeah, but how are you going to get the car? Through the Tesla app?
In Austin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think they've.
Probably through Twitter, through X.
I thought I heard somebody say.
If he's wanting to make X and everything app, so I would imagine he'll just have people Because if you got to get X to get a ride, now he's got people on X to get a ride that may not have downloaded X before.
Right.
And so he'll be driving people to use X or have it on their phone. So I would imagine it'll be through X.
The payment, the X payment system is supposed to launch later this year.
Yeah.
So maybe it's all going to be
all in one,
integrated.
Mm-hmm.
X almost got me to sign up for premium the other day because I spelled something wrong in a post and I went to edit it. It's like, editing is only available to premium users. I was like, oh, you almost got me. You almost got me.